What is going on? Charles Botensten here. It is December 30th, I think. Yep, it's December 30th. It's a Sunday. And I'm going to tell you right now, I just want to make sure that no one's going to be able to call me, so I put it on that mode. This is going to be titled, Your Time is Up Now. Your time's up. And the reason being is there was a lot of things I actually wanted to talk about. Oh, how to get ready for 2019 resolutions. You know, I was talking with this guy. We just did a final walkthrough on an apartment before we have a closing tomorrow. And I said, oh, what changes are you going to do in your business? What's going on, Paul? How we doing, my man? And he said, I said, what changes are you going to do in your business in the new year? He goes, well, you know. And I was like, I wasn't expecting that. You know, usually you have something you want to change, the smallest thing you want to change. And when I came back to the office, obviously no one is here. I'm a block from Times Square. There's tons of people there. There's probably not going to be many people in the offices. And when I came back to the office, there was a lot of things that were on my mind. And what I've noticed over the last week of being home and not working, not going to the gym, and having a solid time of actually getting my mindset right and prepared is that that's all it comes down to. That's all it comes down to is mindset. And I re-listened to David Goggins' book, and in there's a phrase in there. We call it analysis paralysis. We could call it whatever we want. But David Goggins has a story. He's at the gym. Guy walks up to him, and he says, "Hey, listen, you know, you've really inspired me. I'm going to be doing an ultra marathon this year." And David Goggins goes, "Awesome. Which one are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I need, you know, a big time block before I actually get ready to train for it. I need to learn about all the nutrition and the equipment I need." And David Goggins was thinking to himself, and as he was saying this on the audiobook, he said, there is no time. Time is up. I'm gonna layer that with another story. This past week, I was at home. 8 days I haven't been to the gym. I saw 2 to 3 people that I graduated. You know, one was a brother that I used to grow up with. And I saw him out, you know, out on Long Island where my parents grew up. And I ran into them and I said, "How's it going, my man?" And this is the biggest thing that I got out of it. Ran into him. "Hey, what's going on?" 3 things struck me. Number 1, his energy. Energy was terrible. I was like, "Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?" He's like, "Good, good. How are you doing?" I was like, "Fuck." I'm like, everything got sucked out of it. Number 1, the energy. Number 2, which obviously has something to do with it, how he looked. How he looked. He looked terrible. Hair, skin, chubbiness, just handshake, his shoulders, his posture. And the third thing is who he was with, his wife. I looked at his wife and I said, holy shit, this is who he's surrounding himself with. This is a guy I saw 2 years earlier, happy as a fucking bumblebee going into marriage. They're both in shape. They both looked amazing. 2 years. 2 years. That's it. That's it. From going from an 8, in his mind, an 8 to a 5.5, maybe a 5 on the success, I'm ready to crush life scale. And I actually was texting this with my buddy. No kids yet. She looked like she could have. I was texting my buddy who's my riding accountability partner. He's in Michigan. I skipped the ride today. You could see it on my Instagram or on my Instagram post. And the biggest thing that I noticed is, holy shit, this guy is literally only 2 years into 33, 34. We'll say 33, 34. Imagine him 30 years, 40 years, 50 years from now. And I was telling my buddy that. He goes, yeah, dude, I saw a couple of my friends. He's out in Michigan, which is going to be even worse. And he goes, yeah, they were 40. And I looked at them, the guy. So this is my riding partner looking at a couple 40-year-olds that he ran into. And he goes, yeah, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. I don't know what the fuck is going on in my office, but there is definitely dirt or pollen from New York City. So this is what sparked, this is my calendar. I'll move my chair out of the way. This is the calendar, sparked it. Had this whole week off. This whole week was off. So I can literally eliminate that whole week. That's all I just fucking eliminated it. In my mind and in time. And I came in here and I said, holy shit. This is all of January. February is going to start on my 5-week calendar. I got to move out here because I don't know what's going on with my office, but there is dirt or pollen or something in there and it's clogging my nose. When I look at it, it only took 2 weeks, 2 years for this guy to go from a potential hero that I fucking played sports with to a zero. I'm talking to this guy, my writing partner, and he goes, dude, this past year, he goes, was a total flop for me. 2019, you got to hold me accountable. I was like, you got to do the same thing for me. Your time is up. It's up. You wait another year, nothing's going to happen. Nothing. There is no knowledge. As David Goggins said, fucking start. It's the system, it's not the outcome. When you start doing the system, your outcomes start becoming better, okay? The one story in the book that he brings up, I'm gonna tell you right now. He goes out, he quits his job as an exterminator, and he says, you know what, today, I'm gonna run a mile. I'm gonna run a mile. It doesn't take long. Yeah, I am telling you right now, it is so easy. It is so easy to actually waste time. It is so easy. It is so easy. It is so easy. You have your phone. You have your TV. You have anything in your apartment. Video games, books, audiobooks, video games, as I said. You can even go outside and listen to music. You can go on social media. You can do email. You can write, blog, video, watch videos. There is so much shit. But the problem is when you are continuously entertaining yourself, and what I wrote in the blog post today is that everyone out there has issues. And as David Goggins says, there are demons out there. There are demons. We all have demons. My demons are, I should be way further along. That's my fucking demon. I should be way further along on the quality of women that I attract and the business. Those are my 2 demons, okay? And as David Goggins says, he goes, it feels good that I'm releasing all of this shit that I was actually suppressing. Him getting beaten by his father, all the racism that he went through, gaining 300 pounds, failing the SEAL test 2 times before. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now is that as he says, and I hate quoting him so much, but read the fucking book, is he says in there, he goes, listen, everyone you see on social media, number 1, has their own story, their own thing that they went through. And number 2 is they're just better at hiding it. We all have demons. We all have demons. It's okay. It is okay. That's gonna be the biggest thing for me is that the more I release about, say, insecurities or areas that I actually want to change, this is the thing, is that everyone is going through something in their life. When you see The Rock posting about his success and everything else, even he has something. Tom Brady has something. All these guys that you see out there, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, all these politicians, maybe Michelle Obama, whoever you look up to, Elon Musk has said it multiple times. He said on the Joe Rogan podcast, he goes, you don't want to be in my head. He said it before that in an interview in Dubai last year. He goes, you don't want to be in my head because everyone is praising him. He goes, no, this is not good. I don't like living in my head. On the 60 Minutes, he said, it hurts my body. It hurts my body. It actually hurts him because of how much he's worked himself into a fervor. That's not good. We all have it. Expressing it, the vulnerability is vitally important. That's number 1 that I'm gonna be doing next year because the more that I express it outwards on my vulnerability, I feel the better that you actually feel. Honestly, that's what it is. And you know what's funny is that my relationship with my mom was always good, but my relationship with my mom vastly improved when I started knowing myself better because she goes, let me know when I can help you in business. And anytime she said that, she's like, I feel like you don't want me to help you. And I'm thinking in my mind, it has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with me. And I told her this weekend, because she brought it up, she goes, why don't you want me to help? I said, I want you to help, but every time you bring it up, it's the insecurity that I should be further along, that I don't even need your help. I don't have enough business to need your help. Having that vulnerable conversation, having that authenticity, she goes, holy shit, I didn't know that. But if I keep that bottled up, if I keep that inside, it never happens. Little kids, they told me all the time when I was growing up, they're like, oh, boys will be boys, don't do that. No, you shouldn't. if you keep something as a middle-aged man, you start holding that in, all those conversations you want to have with people, or all the things you want to express, all creatively, I totally just made up a word, if you want to express it with your partner, your boss, your friend, your colleague, your parents, like I did, I said, every time you bring that up, it's an insecurity that I should be further along, Mom. And she goes, I had no idea. I could either keep that bottled up, and as a man, if you keep that bottled up, guess where it gets released? Internally, towards disease, towards fatigue, towards stress, towards skin complications, and then further along, it could be a stroke, it could be cancer, okay? The biggest, thank you, well, I cut my hair and, well, the beard, ish. The biggest thing is, I cannot express this enough, is that I was like an email that came through yesterday from one of the people that actually watches this, and the email came through and they said, give me advice. And they actually admitted, which is number one, we don't want to admit it, okay? There's a problem in society where we want everyone to feel good. I was that way. I wanted everyone to feel good. This is the way people should be. Positive, always positive. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, but I don't have enough money. The IRS actually wants payments, or my credit cards want payments. I want more money. I want more money. I want more money. It's like, no, dude. Or if you're overweight or you're not in shape, it's like, no, body positivity, okay? There's a reason that people feel better when they go to the gym. Evolution wants you to provide resources. That's through jobs and working. Your body wants you to improve consistently. Your body also wants you to be in shape, because when you're in shape, you could defend yourself. By the way, this isn't like 50 years old or 100 years old. This is fucking evolution, who's perfect at weeding out the genes you don't need and weeding in the genes that you do need. Your eyebrows are for when you sweat on the Serengeti and you're out for a long hunt. This is to keep dust out of your eyes so you don't go like this, okay? The reason you have lips, try and eat like this. You can't taste anything. You need your nose because it's connected internally to your throat. This all makes sense. The problem is we're suppressing the actual honesty with ourselves, with other people, and I can tell you right now, it has nothing to do, yes, PC and whatever, that's PC on the outside. If you have PC on the inside, if you are politically correct to yourself, I'm not fat, I'm not overweight, I'm not broke, I'm happy, my relationship is good, fuck you. That's what your mind is saying. And then guess how that comes out? I'm gonna drink more. I'm gonna eat more sugar. I'm gonna go for carbs. I'm not gonna actually approach pretty girls, okay? This is the last thing I'm gonna say about it. Maybe not the last thing, because I'm on a freaking rant right now. There's a lot of people that are not in relationships. And guess who they're blaming it on? It's those men, those women. Come on. Why are the women like this? Why are the men like this? As the very funny comedian Ron White said, he was doing I've already told the story. He was doing a bit at Fort Bragg. Okay, very funny comedian. He was on that whatever with, a bunch of Southern guys. I forgot the other guys. And he was doing a bit, and he goes, thank you for all of your service, 20,000 people. And the woman in the front row goes, they're all a bad fuck. And Ron White goes, well, maybe after about 19,999, you start saying to yourself, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's not all these people. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's me. How about that one? No, not at all. So MGTOW is very popular. I was actually looking it up yesterday. So obviously it was kind of like a cult thing back in the day. Now it's going mainstream. And now women are talking about it. This is the problem, is that for every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction, okay? Newton's law, okay? I push against something. If I push against someone, they're gonna push against me. My friend's boyfriend is not loyal, putting in all the effort. You'd say, this is the thing, is that nothing's being talked out. I know friends that post things. How do you balance being honest with yourself without saying what you want? This is the thing. This is the easiest way. Tony Robbins said this a while ago. David Goggins just said it on his book. So the first thing is you have to say how it is. When I'm in negotiations and an owner wants a price that the buyer doesn't want to pay, I have to say, okay, the owner wants this, the buyer wants this. If I'm in a relationship and I'll give you an example for me. I was coming home late with a girlfriend. I would text her, I'll be at your apartment at 12 and I would arrive at 1. Okay, see it how it is. She wasn't seeing how it is. I was arriving late. I was totally disrespecting her time. Okay? So then, because I was disrespecting her time, I was not consciously, but I was subconsciously disrespecting her. Okay? In her mind, she didn't do anything about it. That's the problem. Nah, it's all right. Just going on a rant. The biggest thing is, someone was just right there. The biggest thing is, she was not being honest with herself. You have to be honest. I am overweight. I am broke. This relationship is not working. Mom, stop saying this. See it how it is. Don't see it worse than it is. And then say, okay, how do we move forward? I used to think, how do I move forward? How do I move forward? How do I move forward? And I would just push down all these feelings, all these emotions, everything just deep down. And they would still be there. The same thing would keep on coming up. Whether it's a relationship or the credit card or I'd overspend, you know what I would say to myself? Dude, you're an overspender. There's multiple ways. Go read tons of books. Millionaire Fastlane, T. Harv Eker has another one, which is something about millionaire. There's incredible books out there about it, okay? There's the saver, someone that saves all the time, everything. They don't spend any money. Then there's the spender, the person that spends everything. They get it, and then your temperature stays within the exact same amount of income, net income. Okay? Then there's two other ones, I forgot what they are. I was a spender. I had to be honest with myself. I was spending way too much fucking money. Then I said, okay, be honest with yourself. See it how it is, not worse than it is, because that's when you beat yourself up, and then you move forward. There's a lot of body positivity. Dude, when the doctor says you need to lose weight, you have to see it how it is. I am obese. I'm chubby. I'm on my path to diabetes. Okay? There's going to be an awakening. Let me just go into relationships really quick because this has been on my mind. There's a lot of girls that I'm friends with. And they say, well, the guys are not like how they used to be. Okay, so I'll talk about girls for a second. Then we'll start talking about guys because both are to blame. Okay, so the girls say, and they start getting older, but they do nothing about it. They do nothing about it. They say, I'm not online. Okay, cool. So when do you meet guys? When I go out. Oh, how often do you go out? Well, you know, like once every 2 to 3 weeks. So out of the once or two to 3 weeks you go out as a girl, you expect to meet someone. That when you go out with 5 girlfriends, 4 gay men, or 3 friends that are guys. What guy is going to approach you? You know, take full accountability if you're a female. Okay, you don't want to do online? 100% agree. I don't like online. Okay, so guess what I said to myself? I said, Charles, you don't like online. No girl is going to approach you ever. I've never had a girl approach me. Maybe like twice. But am I going to rely on that? No. Okay, so as a girl, what would I do? I'd put myself in a club, whether it was cycling or running or book club, or I would get girls that are single and go out with them. I would have guys, I would meet them at the gym, whatever the case is, if I was a girl. I would put myself in the circumstance to actually meet them. You don't have to approach any of them, okay? Take your headphones out. Be open to meeting guys, okay, if you're a girl. If you're a guy, you have to go through a rejection, and you have to do it continuously. The problem with the men today is that there is no, when I turned 13 years old, there is no hero's journey. You have to go far out into the wilderness before you could be accepted back. Far out into the wilderness. In other words, talk to tons of girls. Get rejected all the time. The problem is with online, all you have to do, this is a rejection or it's not a rejection. Rejection, not a rejection. You send out a message. There's no rejection. You don't feel bad. You're like, fuck it. But guys don't want to approach regardless, like you said before Christmas. They're in a bar. Yeah. That's the problem. So guys, listen. All you're doing is blaming women. Yes, women are part of it, men are a problem. But if you go MGTOW, listen, you could go MGTOW because you've had a terrible circumstance through multiple divorces. I can't say every circumstance. But the guys that have not gone through a divorce, that just are reading all this shit that could happen, and they don't do it, I'm gonna tell you right now, like I said before Christmas, there's an epidemic in the middle of America because so when there's more opportunity, as women gain opportunity and more money and fame and everything else, the actual group of men that they would be attracted to get smaller and smaller as women make more money, as they get more fame, as they get more everything. the group of men gets smaller and smaller and smaller because, first of all, if you're a tall woman, you already eliminate probably 75% of all the guys, okay? Everyone that's under 5'10", say you're 5'9", everyone under 5'9" is gone, okay? If you're 5'10", everyone under 5'10" is gone. So you're only looking at 10% of the population, 10% of all the entire population. If you're 5'10" and you make $150,000, or you are a very attractive girl, you now have a very narrow gap. They have to be 5'11" or 6 foot if you wear heels. They have to make $150,000 or maybe even $100,000. Okay? They have to be equally as attractive or something. They are not going to go below. Okay? Arnold Schwarzenegger will sleep with the nanny. There's not many times, and he'll do it because that is biologically, genetically in her makeup. In our makeup, it's not as big of a deal for us to sleep with a woman. A woman to sleep with a guy is 100% what attracts the 10 out of what attracts the 10 out of a 10 guy and the 10 out of 10 girl is if you think and are a 10 out of 10. That's it. There was a guy on Joe Rogan's podcast, never heard of him in my life, but there was a clip that actually was fed into my YouTube stream, and I was like, yeah, let me check it out. And he actually brought it up. He said, the dating pool is exactly where it should be. Celebrities are dating celebrities, athletes are dating athletes, average Joes are dating average Joes. I've never dated a 10 out of 10. You know why? Because I never thought I could, okay? If you think you can, and it sounds corny, but the problem is, if they start seeing your life, okay, and they start saying, well, actually he's a club promoter and he's doing drugs and he has no future, maybe they won't stick with you, maybe they'll sleep with you, but they won't stick with you, okay? 10 out of 10, sleep with 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, and it goes all the way down the hierarchy. That's how it is, that's human nature, that's never gonna change, that's ingrained with us, it's in the Beglio Gangsley, I forgot the name, Citro's, when we had intimate, not even spending time with her, he's really enjoyed. Listen, betrayal, I can't talk about, but if people actually say, this is the last thing I'm gonna leave you with this. If you take no action towards something, you will get no results. If you take very little action towards something, you will get very little results. If you take massive action, massive things will happen, okay? That's making sales calls, that's approaching women, that's going to the gym, that's focusing on something very, 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 it's everything. So this year, what are you gonna do, all right? So wealth is not the key, no. Wealth is not the key, okay? 100% is not the key, all right? Getting girls is being a little bit different and bolder. What's 12 Thursday? Being a little bit bolder than the next guy. Being a little bit bolder is approaching her in the street, approaching her online at the Starbucks, maybe asking her out right then and there. Being a little bit bolder. Being that guy she can rely on. Being that guy where what you say and what you do are completely congruent. We should go out sometime, as opposed to, we should go out sometime? We should go out sometime? See that? A girl doesn't want that. Girl doesn't want that. Listen, I'm not pimp daddy, okay? Clearly, because I'm not happy with my life. Yeah, I already did a review on Goggins' book. Go to the iCharles.com. What happens, listen, I wouldn't be worried about that, all right? I wouldn't be worried about a girl asks you out. Whether you're attracted to her or not, whatever. You should be worried about taking the consistent action every single day to put yourself in the vicinity of women that you like. I like women that go to the gym. So guess what I do? I approach women at the gym. I'm not gonna tell you how to do it because it's quite easy. If you're in class and you're leaving class, all you have to say was, that was a tough class. The fact that you did actually play the game, you put yourself in the game and actually start the conversation, maybe that's gonna lead somewhere. Maybe that's gonna lead somewhere. If you're a girl, be open to it. Take the earbuds out, okay? How do you find the right tribe? Whatever you like, there's a tribe out for you, all right? You like rainbows? There's a rainbow tribe out for you. That's easy. You just go online. You know, listen, the last thing I'm gonna talk about with relationships is that I feel like we're at the apex right now of population, okay? The apex of population, the reason being is that guys are not really approaching. The Atlantic just came out with an article, it's called the sex recession. People are not having sex as much. Virgins are lasting longer in life. There is a epidemic on the amount of women that are having women, why girls don't take me seriously. Because you don't take yourself seriously. You are a reflection to other women. That's it. To other people. When I finally got my objections down in sales, sales became a lot easier because I was actually confident saying, I'm going to represent your home, I'm going to do a good job, and I'm going to charge you 6%. As opposed to, would you like to do business with me? Can we do business? Okay, first of all, I actually asked. Second of all, I actually was confident about the ask. And third of all, I expected them to say no. Listen, I'm like you. When you ask girls, talking to them in their DMs, no, I've actually never had a girl actually answer her DM, so I don't do that. No one has actually answered any of the DMs that I've sent her. None, not one. I've sent probably maybe 20, maybe not enough. Maybe there should be more. But the problem is, I was listening to a video and it's all about leads. Leads. Whether you are going for business, whether you are going to get into a relationship, if you have one lead, that is the most important business opportunity to you right now. If you have one girl that you're texting right now and she's kind of not really the one, but she might be the one, she's your only lead right now. So guess what you have to do? Find more leads. Find more business opportunities. That's what I've noticed. Holy shit, Charles, every business opportunity is a massive, big fucking deal. Why? Because I don't have enough leads. Why is every girl's number that I get right now a big fucking deal? Because I don't have enough girls that are going through. Why? A lot of them don't want to go out with me. A lot of them, the emotion that we had, the connection that we had is long gone because we went over Christmas break and they don't feel it and they don't reply. Okay? What's your opinion? Caste discrimination? Listen, I don't know anything about that. You know, ask someone that knows anything about that. I only speak about things that I have relative. What's your advice to a 16-year-old? Listen, you need to read. If you want to become a billionaire, you have to read a lot. You have to understand business, social dynamics, sales, marketing, negotiating, influencing, social media. You have to understand everything, and then you got to take massive action. And you got to believe that you can do it. We're at the peak of population for a multitude of reasons. Number one is, like I said before, as women get more opportunities, more money, and everything else, I'm not saying I have the solution or anything out for all the guys that are not going to be able to get any, because all the guys that thought that they can get a girl before, a guy that was making $50,000, $60,000 before can't get the girl that is beautiful, that makes no money, because we're not in the 50s anymore. We're not in the 60s anymore. You have to be as good as her and or better. Minimum. And we're at the overpopulation, or the highest population. Japan, it's already going down. China, they've already struck the deal to overpopulate, or not overpopulate, but get more population because they have a massive male population. Do you really want to be, exactly, yeah. Do you really want to be a billionaire? Why do you want to be a billionaire? On top of that is that guys are not approaching. There's a lot of them that are going MGTOW. A lot of them that are completely fine with not having a girlfriend, or they've given up. Then you have the girls, which are, you know, they can't find the guy. So there is a sex recession. When you have a sex recession, then you're gonna have a relationship recession. If you have a relationship recession, then you're gonna have a marriage recession. And there's also a lot more people that are fine coming out of the closet and they're not having kids, and or they're only adopting, and or they're going surrogate. So we're literally going through that right now, okay? There's a lot of data that we're obsessed with this thing that I'm recording on the phone, all right? So I hope you guys have an amazing day. This is just a really long rant that I needed to just get out. And they say that videos that you make, books that you write, are actually made for you. So this is the one that I needed to get. So have an amazing Sunday. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comment below. I think this week I'm gonna be going live all the way through, because I'm not gonna be producing real videos, in other words, in front of the camera and everything else. The reason being is that, I don't know. I don't have a reason for it. Have an amazing day. Leave your comments below. Talk to you guys soon.